Hello and welcome to this video focused on interactive infographic. Today I will teach you how to create a digital breakout using Google Forms. Before starting this video, let's see a short PowerPoint presentation where we can find some basic information about digital breakouts and Google Forms. Let's get started. Okay guys, here we can start with the PowerPoint presentation. Digital Breakout, also known as Online Educational Escape Room. Okay? Digital Breakout, they are challenge-based learning resources. They pose learners with a set of challenges that they need to solve using their critical thinking skills to be able to progress to the next level and to ultimately solve the overall challenge being posed to them. Okay? They need to overcome a series of mini challenges in order to progress. The learners follow a single storyline or a scenario throughout the breakout, finding clues, cracking codes, solving puzzles, and answering questions. And finally, the purpose of a digital breakout is to teach learners about a specific topic of issue in a fun and engaging manner. Creating your digital breakout. First of all, start with a storyline. Create a story that the player will go through when advancing the steps of your challenge. Fit the learning materials into your storyline. The second step, find images or videos that visually support the story that you have created. This helps the player to visualize the narrative and keep them motivated. And the final one is to create challenges that help to assess the competencies and learning outcomes and send them to fit your story. The easiest type are challenges that require writing a correct word or maybe a number or choose the correct option from a list of options. These types are also the easiest to reproduce. And finally, we have here the example. The subject for this digital breakout is nomofomo, social media and body perceptions. It's a digital breakout. We have like an introduction for the digital breakout, a picture, then another picture, then the story continues. And here we have the first challenge. So if we go to the Google document with all the digital breakout that we have created, as you can see here, I have all the questions, all the storyline, everything here is really clear for me. We have pictures, the questions as a challenge. We have the introduction, the pictures, everything is here. I have a separate folder with all the pictures. So we can start producing this digital breakout on Google Form. As you know, in the previous video I teach you how to create a quiz using Google Form. In this video I am going to teach you how to create a digital breakout using Google Form. The video is going to be very similar as Google Form is the tool that we use for quizzes and for digital breakouts. So we can start. As I told you before, we need a Google account. We need to go to here and then Forms. We need to create a new one. Just click here, blank. And here we are. The first thing I am going to do is change the name. This is going to be test and digital breakdown. And that's all. So here on the top we can change the name. We can change the color of everything here. I am going to choose a header, for example, night out, as this is going to be social media and body perception. I am going to put something like that, like this one, for example, insert. There we go. Social media. This is related to social media, as every person posts when they are the party. Okay, digital breakout. So the first thing we need to do is go here to the Google document. As you know, copy the introduction, and then we need to add some text here. First of all, we can add a description here. Welcome to the social media and body perception digital breakout. So the first one is going to be the introduction of the digital breakout. So this question, we can delete this question here in this section. And we need to add the next section, clicking here at a section. I am going to repeat very briefly these options here. So the first one is to add a question. In this case, we are going to use this button to add a challenge, import questions, add a text as a title or description, a picture. With this option, we can add a picture, we can add a video with this option, and finally, we can add a section here, clicking here. So the section number 2 is going to be the introduction, so we can remove this, and then we can add title and description, and we can paste here the description that we have developed previously. And then we can add a picture. As I told you before, if you want to add a picture, just click here at image, and we need to go here, picture 1, move here, and there we go. We have the first picture here. Center, make it bigger as possible. And that's all. We finished the second section of this digital breakout, and we can move to the next section. So just click here, next section. We need to delete this title. If you wanna check the final version of your digital breakout, you can click here in the eye, and this is going to be the final version. This is going to be the version that the learner is going to see. Okay, so test digital breakout. This is the title. A welcome. Then here, a really short introduction about the topic, a picture related to the topic, and then here we can move to the next section. We can go back here and we can continue creating the digital breakout. So we have to add this option, and this challenge is going to be models and body positivity. So we can add the title here, and then we need to add the picture. Picture number 2. here. As I told you before, is really, as I told you before, you need to go here, center, and make it bigger as possible. And then we can add the content for this section. Copy, and here on the image title, we can add the description. So after deciding to create your body positive clothing brand, you now need to select some models that you are going to need to wear your clothes. The executives working in your company come up with a few suggestions for you, which each having their different benefits. Okay? So we have the picture here, and then we can create the next section that is going to be the challenge. So as usual, we need to remove this title. We need to go to the Word document and then copy the challenge. Copy. Here on Google Form, we need to add a question as a challenge. Command V, paste, and then we can copy the options. Option number 1, celebrity models. Option number 2, beauty models from an agency. And then the final one is the number 3. The option number 3, get people from the public with all different shape bodies, abilities, etc. is going to be the right answer, so we need to select this one as the right one. So first of all, we need to click this option here, require. So that means that the learner needs to click some option to move to the next section. So we need to go here and go to section based on answer. As I told you before, this is the right one. So if the learner clicks here, he can move to the next section. But if he clicks here, this answer is wrong and this answer is wrong. So they need to go back to the section number 4 as we are here. Section number 4, section number 4, section number 4. So we can go to the final version. Next, the introduction, a picture. So the title, a description, a picture related to the topic. Next, and here we are. We have here the first challenge. Choose from the options below the best choice that will represent the core values of your body positive brand. The first one is one, as I told you before, so I am going to click this option just to show you what is the process. If we click next, we are going to be back here to this section. And if we click the option number 2, it's going to be the same process. We go back to the section number 2. And finally, the last one is the correct one. So next, and here we are. We could move to the next section. So we can continue to the creating the digital breakout. This is going to be next section here at a section. And we can paste here. Well done. And we need to add a picture here related to the topic. Number 3. Here we go. Center, big as possible. And here we are. So basically that's all the process you need to follow to create your digital breakout using Google Form. I think you have the basics, you have all the knowledge to create your own digital breakout. I just want to give you an advice. Try to keep all the info in just one document. And once you finish, you can start creating your digital breakout on Google Form. Because if you have everything here, it's going to be easier for you to follow the storyline. Congratulations for completing this video. Today you have learned how to create a digital breakout using Google Forms. I hope you enjoyed this video and now it is your time to create your own digital breakout.